Hey guys, it's been a while. I'm doing another build video. Decided I've got bored, so I'm going to do another build video. This is a Simplecopter from Matt Hall, Simplecopter.com. For this build, I'm going to be using trusty V-Series. I can't even see that. 2216, I think they are. KV 800 motors. I'm going to be using F30 ESCs. Going to be using Gem Fan props 11x47, my favourite ones. Going to be using counterclockwise prop adapters for the ones that need to be. Going to be using a Multiwii board. This is from Ready to Fly Quads. Never tried these before. I think it's Arduino, whatever. What do you call it? APM compatible. Not sure. See how that goes. Really cheap, really good deal. Comes with loads of gear. Comes with a GPS, OSD, all the cables. Very good stuff. I'll figure out how to mount that. The board, we'll do that later. Got to change the configuration to a Tricopter. So at the moment I'm just sort of laying everything out, seeing how the wires are going to work when it folds up. All I've done so far is bolt the motors down onto the tail mechanism and be using this is an MG82, is it? High-tech servo anyway. Put a servo horn on. It's going to have some sort of linkage between there and there, so it's not really direct drive like the other ones, but the idea of this one is a lightweight sports flyer. It's not going to be waterproof, so that's part one of the build log. I'll let you know how it goes. Cheers, bye. Build part two, giving it a spray job with some luminous paint. Okay, so that's the first motor wired up. Okay, so that's the motors and ESCs wired up. No power distribution yet. So you got left a bit of slack on the motor. Pin the motor this side of the bullets, and then run the cables down inside. Down inside, so when the arm folds back, they don't get crimped. Left a lot of slack on that for a minute, because I don't know how that's going to figure out. I'm still using this prototype linkage, which I'll tidy up later, but it's enough to hold this from flopping around for a minute. That gives an idea what it's going to look like when it's folded up. No idea. Okay, so this is the start of the power distribution board. This is 16 AWGY. You may get away with 18. So I don't know if you can see that, but I've basically wrapped the wire around and then I'm going to solder it again so it'll wick in and hold the joint together. So there we go, double skinned it with some heat shrink, and I'm going to zip tie it there just to stop it coming apart. If you do this, make sure you calculate the length of the wire, either too long or how much you need when the frame's open, not shut. So that's the start of the power distribution wire shape. I'm mocking up the way it's going to work, and obviously going to twist them around each other to reduce EMF. So. Okay, so that's the basic wiring harness. I haven't trimmed it up yet. So twist it around each other to reduce EMF. Basically so, but it'll be inside the shell, so basically it'll end up working like that. To there, trimmed, to there, trimmed, to there, trimmed. This will obviously be worked out. That's going to go with the battery connector. Notice I've twisted all the wires as well, all the way throughout the frame, and the reason for that is to cut down on EMF, because there's not a lot of room here. And once I fold it up. You don't want to pinch in. So that's one reason. So they fold like that. Up like that. Okay, so I've soldered the pins onto the Multiwii board. Updated it to a Tricopter. Now that is now working. Trying to put all that's all sweet and working and lovely and jolly. Okay, smoke test time. I've just rigged a Turner U-back. I've jumped to 6 volts via this corner, which I want to pick it up. Look at the back. There's that corner, which is the V-in corner. It's only one V-in corner. Let's do cut the red, tape it, and then you just got signal wires 1 through 4, and then you got to figure out which motor's which. So like I said, that is the Tricopter version. On 2.3, Multiwii 2.3. And then you're not double feeding it, because I'm feeding it direct from a 6 volt spec in there for the reason I explained earlier. Load up sequence. What I've done is 2 bits of balsa, 3/4 inch thick. Measured the whole calipers, scored it, cut it with glue between, and then mounted on. Stick that Velcro in underneath of the pad, and then I've put a one of these nylon bolts in underneath, and then held it, and then got in with one of these nylon standoffs, and then the GPS will go on top. Okay, so this is the improvised roll cage. What I've used is a couple of radio antenna, figuring out which channel was which is just basically trial and error, using the Multiwii 2.3 GUI and the Win GUI. The other pain in the arse I forgot to mention was I couldn't get the thing to arm, and I was tearing my hair out, what little left of it, for ages. And then I saw this, it says set the this for a quad, which I've overwritten, but basically you've got to set the travel to 130, which on this radio is not that obvious. You have to go into the first menu, and I'm doing this through a camera, so bear with me. Crying out loud, see, it's got E-limits, that's on by default. E-limits on, sorry, off by default, and that means extended limits, right? So you have to put that on, because before, if you don't do that, you'll go to the, got to sort that mixing out. You see you got all the limits here, and it's 100, 100, 100, 100. It won't let you put in more than 100 if you've got that E-limits thing set to off, but you can see I've set it to 125. So I'm going to down to one corner. Don't give you much of a clue that it's armed, apart from that little red light. got a bit of there, that you can't really see it. There's one little tiny red light. Sounds great because it's spinning on the floor, but it's alive! So yes, I'm going to disarm it like that, hopefully. It's now disarmed, so just watch out for that if you crash it or whatever. Make sure that it is disarmed. Okay, so we got landing gear on. I've just basically screwed in for now. Got this sort of weird, but it is pretty tough. It does work. You can bang that and it protects the electronics. And then I'll strap 2 U-Becks. 1 at 6 volts for the board. 5 volts for the tail servo. I put some zip tie landing gear on the back legs. I've taken all the props off, look. Do never power it up, especially when you're testing it in your house, unless you want to ruin your front room and maybe your face and your eyes. These things are very sharp and they will go through your fingers like you wouldn't believe. A few thousand revs per minute, by the way, balanced with electrical tape. So yeah, take them off indoors, take them off when you're messing around. You're not sure, take them off. So here it goes. So powered it up, it tilts left and right. The tail servo. I haven't got the controller on, which is another reason I'm not letting it have any penny. And the other thing is, I normally use a flange nut followed by a nut nut, which I've other videos you can boil 3 times. So what you should get is you should pick it up. If you move it that way, tail servo should go that way. You move it that way, tail servo goes that way. That way, that way, that way. You should go opposite, top should go opposite. And what can happen is if you haven't set those travel limits, it'll frick out and it'll just go and go one way completely. So that took me a long time to figure out. So going that way, going that way, going that way, going that way. Oh, really fucking fast. Limited the travel, it can't. So you can set that in software, and that's how you do it. Another thing, I've used wood glue to put a bit of ply between the skids directly onto the board, and then I've put another bit of ply on top, but with a cutout. So you got 1, 2 with a channel for the strap to run through, and then one over the top, and that holds the battery. I can pick it up by the battery and move it all around. So this now flies, and now it's a question of pitch tuning, whatever. I've plugged the Bluetooth in. I don't know how that works yet, but yeah, works. Got to tune it up a bit, and then the next thing is to protect some of these vulnerable wires. But good luck, that's how it works, and cheers Matt Hall, it's a good frame.